I am out here at the park with my buddy Paul. We're out here at a park that's local to us, a little bit closer to him, and it has several old foundations on it. It's really brushy. We can walk through the brush and swing in a lot of different areas. This is his last hole he was digging up, something large and round. And so we're gonna make our way through the brush. We're gonna try and find maybe some of the other cellar holes that we haven't found. I've seen pictures of a cellar hole out here, or a foundation anyways, with the chimney still coming out of it. So I know there's at least one that I haven't found. There's also a really, what was once a popular creek running through the bottom of it, that I think probably we've had kids and probably even adults playing in it for a little while. So we're gonna make our way around and see what we can turn up. So stay tuned. All right, we are looking at a 49, solid 49 signal. A solid 49 signal. And it's right about here. Let's see what we got. And it's just going to be junk. All right, stay tuned for the next one. Figured I'd get you guys a little bit better of a view of the old foundation that we're hunting around right now before we wander too far from it. Nothing too terribly large, but in most of the places that I detect and looking for the old foundations, they never wind up being too large. Most of the large houses in this area were going to be around the larger cities, definitely like St. Louis, but then some of the other cities closer to town, and a lot of those cities just, you know, don't have the public property to detect on like we're out on now. We could go for the permissions thing, but I would just as soon do something like this for a while before I started relying totally on permissions. So that's where we're at. We're gonna see what these folks left behind. There's, like I said, 3 or 4 of these, so we're gonna be hitting most of them. One of them we don't know where it's at, but we're gonna try and hit most of them and see what kind of relics we can dig up. All right, I got another target here. It's a solid 38. That's somewhere in one of the penny ranges, whether it's zinc or copper. It's somewhere around there. It feels a little large, but we're gonna turn you around and take a look and see what we got. I do love when I can use my large shovel, because I feel like I can dig twice as many holes in the same amount of time. And if you're filming and digging, you really want some efficiency. Let's see what we got. Still in the hole. Let me go at it one more time with this. And it's going to be just a little piece of wire. I'm going to go ahead and leave that a little bit of like fence wire or something like that. So let's get on to the next one. I am just on the other side of the foundation where I dug that last wire that I didn't pull out of the ground because it was wrapped up in a root. Paul found something kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what
that is. Hold it right there. In the light right there. That's perfect. Not really sure what it was, but some kind of a loop at the top. And is that a Star of David or the other kind?
I think it's...
Anyways,
I don't know.
Star in the center there. Pretty interesting piece. It's got a little knob there too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those things that controlled the airflow in a stove or something like that.
I'm thinking that.
Show us your little leaf thing that you got. Oh, yeah, there it is. So this is another piece that he found. He found that while he was waiting for me to get here. Leaves or feathers? Probably leaves, huh?
Yeah, it kind of looks like leaves.
And it's got that little loop at the top.
Yeah.
Like it hung from something.
Yeah. So
Could have been a decorative piece on anything, really. Hard to say at that point. It's a nice little find. Paul is swinging a, what are you swinging? A Nokta
Macro.
Simplex, that's right. And I'm swinging the Legend. And we are out here at a local park with plenty of history. I would give a little bit more details, but to be honest with you guys, I don't want anybody from the area finding out what we know about these places and hitting them over us. So we're at a local park with some history, and we're going to detect a little bit more and show you some more finds. I've got a signal here where one of them's ringing up. I think there's two in the same spot. One of them's ringing up a really loud 35, 34, and the other one is a much quieter 38. So I'm going to dig this hole and see if I can't find both of them. Hopefully it's a bad target masking a good one. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. They would both sound off so quickly it was hard for me to isolate the quiet one, but based on the volume, I believe it was deeper than the other one. So let's see if we can find it here. Still doing the same thing with both of them in the hole. Let's see what we see. So some aluminum is going to be that first target. Hopefully we still got a little bit of the second quieter target, but I'm going to need my metal detector to check. Nope, looking like that might have been the source of both of our beeps. It is really thin, so that would make sense that it might squeak really low. All right, I've got another signal here. Well, let me show you where we made our way to. We made our way down to the creek here. Just to see, and this big bend in particular, it gets a little deep. We could see little kids playing in this in the summertime, so we wanted to come check it out. I'm right over here in the gravel. I've done most of the work, but haven't got down to it, but it's a real deep, I mean, I'm about down 8 inches so far, but it's a deep 50 signal. Hasn't changed much since I've been digging. That's a quarter signal, so I'm gonna get down in here and see what it is. All right, let's see if we can find our target. Oh man, let's go quite a bit deeper. I found a cool little silver teddy bear ring in just such a scenario, right next to a little creek. Digging in sludge and rocks, and wound up being a pretty good target. Hang on, I'll be right back. I wound up having to give up on that last target. It was too deep and I was running into some really hard rocks that I couldn't deal with right now, and then it just kept filling with water and real loose gravel and stuff that were over there. But I'm right here in the water. I had a 44 signal that I have out of the hole, turned to a 41, 42, might be a penny, so let's check it out. Oh, nope, not a penny. And nothing cool. I see it already. Oh, where'd it go? I did see it. I lost it. Looked like the bottom of a real little light bulb. Oh, there it is. Nope. Liquor cap with the glass still intact. Well, let's find something else. I am still working the banks of the creek, and right down here I have a 48 signal about 2 or 3 inches down. Let's see what it is. in the middle of the hole. Gonna give it a couple more scoops. Oh, there it is. Looks like a can. Feels like a can. Sounds like a can. Oh, wasn't a can. It's a big piece of garbage. All right, let's keep going. Okay, we're still working our way down the creek, and I got a 29 signal, I think right underneath one of these two rocks, or right around it anyway. Let's see. Oh, yep, right under it. Go in there. Squeezed it a little bit. Get the mud to blow off of here. Come on. Oh, there it is. It is the almighty pull tab. Paul had to take off, and we got, when we got done digging in the creek, and so I decided to come back up to the foundations that were a little bit closer to our cars, follow him up, and now I'm just in the brushy stuff, digging around, and I've got a solid 4748 signal that I'm going to dig right here for you guys, and let's see what we got. Yeah. You know, I've noticed that there's two kinds of detectorists in the world. Ones that clean the leaves off in a spot like this before they dig, and ones that don't. And I'm just not coordinated enough to get down in there and just not have leaves pouring in. Oh, there it is right there. Look at that, guys. You guys see it on the plug? I'll bring you closer right now. You see that right there? Let's see what it is. I have you hanging on a tree, so I'm going to try and take you off without it being too disruptive. Okay, this is what we're looking at. I'm going to guess clad quarter, but let's take a look. All right, here's the find right here. It was right in the bottom of the plug. I'm guessing clad quarter. Feels light to be a quarter. It's going to be a token, I believe, or play money. Oh, I'm seeing a face coming through. You guys seeing that? I'm wondering if this is going to be a shell token. That could be maybe Andrew Jackson, and this side would have all the writing with his history in it. Let me take a toothbrush to this and I'll be right back. Well, I was right about the game, wrong about the president. Shell's Mr. President coin game. I think these were 1960s time frame. You got these for going to Shell gas stations, and there was prizes if you collected them all, and that was not Jefferson. It says there at the top, 6th president, 1825 to 1829 would have been his term. And then below, at the very bottom, you can see John Quincy Adams. So these are little aluminum tokens, and that's the light part that threw me off right away. It's probably slightly different than a quarter size too. That looked a little odd, but I knew from the weight that it wasn't going to be a quarter. But there we go. This is my second or third one of these. I'll probably start displaying them together as a little part of a collection. But let's find something else. Hey, I am back quickly. I'm in the exact same area. That presidential token came from right here. And as is appropriate, I started scanning around, and right here, I'm going to move this camera a little bit. Right here, hey, sorry about that. Right here, I got another 46, 47, which is exactly what that last one rang up. So let's dig potentially another shell presidential token, which is a unique kind of a spill, right? Oh, I'm finding glass in here, so I should. Nope, not a shell presidential token, but something interesting. A dog. I just dug up someone's buried dog. That's hard. I never intended to disturb the rest of this poor animal, but I did. That's funny. Right next to the shell token, ringing up the exact same way, completely different item. Let's see what else is around here. I have not moved the camera. I'm cutting a plug right now for a 3839 signal, right within a foot of the shell presidential token. Now it's showing a little bit more off to the side and 42. So now we're in penny territory. Let's see. Ah, a nail. Too good to be true. Too good to be true. Let's head off to the next one. All right, I got a, what was it? A 47, solid 47 signal right here. I got you guys hanging on a tree limb. So we're gonna see how this dig looks. Hopefully it's not upside down or anything wonky. .47 signal on a legend. Could be silver, an oddball, dime. Man, in some soil I've even had pennies ring up like that. It was not very deep. I'm seeing some glass, so I'm gonna glove up and see what we have. Did you guys know, I don't ever see anyone on YouTube talking about this. Did you know that with the Garrett Carrot, I always start mine on sensitivity level 3, which can be really annoying because you can start hearing it from farther away than you might want and not really know how close you are. But did you know that if you quick press the button, that it will reduce the sensitivity? And so if I was detecting this, I'll show you. So I'm gonna turn it back on, and I had it up in the air so I didn't let it ground balance or anything. And look how far away it'll pick this up. Now, while it's making the noise, I'm gonna press the button and you'll notice it stopped. So it stopped, now I have to get even closer. Pressed it again, and even closer. So what that allows you to do is to press the button to hone the distance. And so if it's doing a ding and it's doing it all over your hole and you can't figure out where it is, while it's making the noise, do a short press, and it's going to change the sensitivity, and then it's only going to do it when you're closer. So if I was getting it all over the place here, I could have pressed it here, and then it's only going to do it when I'm right on top of it. And that is probably not rocket science, but like I said, I've never heard anyone on YouTube even mention it, which is strange to me. I don't know if they don't use it, don't like it, or what, but it is the most useful thing about getting a nicer detector, a pinpointer, that I've ever found. I've had cheap pinpointers, and that by itself was worth the price of the upgrade. Just being able to start in a high sensitivity for when it's useful, and then changing it up just like that, because without it, how would you find junk pieces of cam? I would pay Garrett 4 or 5 times the price of that pinpointer just to find more of this. It's going on my display case as soon as I get home. All right, I've got a solid 42 signal right about here. I can hear it with the pinpointer. Can't be all that deep. I don't know if my bottle cap discrimination is real high right now, so it could be something as simple as a bottle cap that would be within the range of those numbers. So let's see. I don't run into a lot of bottle caps out here, which is a little on the strange side. Right in the middle. Come on now. That'll be one of those ones where you make me chase you on camera and embarrass me. Thought it was shallow enough to dig without the big shovel. And I was wrong. It's gonna have to be one of those fast forward moments where I hit the fast forward button and wait, no it isn't. It is a hunk of lead, I would say, by the weight and the color of it. Just some slag or something like that. Let's see what else we can find before the sun goes down. All right, I've come over to the pavilion part of the park, and I wanted to find some clad, and the main reason why I wanted to do that was to talk about what I'm going to be doing in the next video or two. I'm going to take all of the clad that I've saved up from digging, and we're going to take it to Coinstar or something like that, cash it all in. I probably have $7,500, and then we're going to go to a local coin shop here in St. Louis, and we're going to see what we can buy. We're going to buy some of the old coins that we wish you could find and don't have an opportunity to here very often, or just haven't stumbled across it myself yet. And we're gonna expand our coin collection one way or another through metal detecting. If I can't find the things, then I'll just go ahead and buy them with all the clad that I found. But I got that idea from a guy here on YouTube named Mo Digging. He takes all his clad and he turns them in and frequently buys silver coins, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm going to collect a little piece of clad right here, and we're gonna add that to the collection right before we turn it in. Let's see what it is. Right here. Not super deep. Actually, might be 2. Let's see. Not sure. There is either 2 or I missed it. All right, let's see. I think I did miss it. Somewhere over here. Here we go. We are exactly 1 cent closer to buying some kind of a fun coin at the coin shop. Well, it's been a good day. It was fun seeing Paul for a little while. Did get a couple of cool things like that presidential token and that little dog token, toy, whatever it was right next to it. Those are pretty fun. You know, I like digging stuff like that. It belonged to somebody, it's historical. I set out to find things that belong to the people that were in these homes here 100 years ago, 50 years ago, and I did. So in that sense, we accomplished something. We're gonna keep pounding these old sites until we find some of the more valuable things that they have to hide. So we'll see you next week when we head off trail again to find some treasures.